call the Alan Cox Show.
Idiot. Stupid moron.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
35192 want to send a text. You can watch, if you like, at AlanCoxShow.com. If you listen to us on the iHeartRadio app from outside Ohio, tell me where. Dan is one of our bureau chiefs in Chicago. Evan listens in Des Moines, Iowa. Brad is out in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. Derek is in Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Matt's in Frederick, Maryland. And Aaron watches in Adelaide, Australia. We have viewers overseas.
Global live stream.
Global live stream event. Cavaliers are in Boston tonight to play the Celtics at 7:30 here on MMS. Guardians are playing the White Sox today. A little preseason action. And this is the time of year, too, where players start getting hurt already. Mm-hmm. It's got to suck when you get hurt in the preseason. George Valera. Do you know we had a guy named George Valera?
I did not.
He's out with a hand injury. Sam Hentges. You know we have a guy named Sam Hentges?
You know that, yeah.
He's shut down due to a shoulder issue.
Yeah, he's a pitcher.
So there you go. But former Indian Mike Clevenger, now on my Chicago White Sox. So we will be preempted this Friday. MMS will air Cactus League Baseball with the Cleveland Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds. That's a 3:05 first pitch here on the Buzzard. And then opening day festivities. Who knows where we'll be for that? But we'll probably be somewhere as we transition into baseball season. I, frankly, could not be happier. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the blah, blah, blah.
There was a highlight of Josh Bell hitting a home run going around yesterday.
Oh, Jesus. You see that?
Yeah, this talk about the crack of the bat. That thing sounded, that was like a deep thud. It was great.
Let me show it to you for people who are watching. Josh Bell, who used to play for the Pirates, I believe. He'd been around a little bit.
Deep right field. Duck is eaten. He won't get this one. Up onto the roof and out of here for Josh Bell.
And that sounds like a 2x4 hit in the driveway.
Yeah. Oh, I got all of that one. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
How?
Duck is eaten. He won't get this one.
Oh, out there in Arizona.
That gave me goosebumps a little bit the first time I watched it.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, because I'm so excited for
That's sweet.
them to get playing.
Yeah, I understand.
I want it.
So Josh Bell, who the Guardians are paying $16 million a year, hoping to prove that he's worth every single penny. Alan, you guys were talking about restaurants not letting kids in under 10. How about a restaurant that doesn't allow anyone over 65?
It's not a bad idea either.
There'll be less complaining about it being too loud, and employees will be tipped better. Yeah, except I think that the retiree crowd is what keeps a lot of these places in business. They might not tip well, but the owners don't really care about that. Owners don't care about tips. The employees care about tips. But the retirees, boy, they come in. They got nowhere to be and all day to get there. But who knows? Maybe somebody will do that as a direct response to these places like, we don't want little kids in. Because if you get old enough, there's not much daylight between a really old person and a little kid. They're prone to knocking things over. They need help at doing certain things. So I don't know. We were talking about that tea room over in Woodmere that finally said, we can't have kids in here under 6 anymore. I think by all accounts, a reasonable request. I understand that it's probably, moms taking their little girls in or things like that, and that's completely fine. What stinks is that the unruly kids are ruining it for the well-behaved kids.
That's how it always goes, though.
Oh.
We don't have laws about murder because of the people that weren't murdering. Some unruly people.
That's unruly murderers.
Think, you got to put this one on the books.
Oh, come on. Make it a What was that thing we were going to write? Commandments? Is that what you were going to do? Yeah, most of it's nonsense, but put the murder thing in there. You want something in here about slavery? No. We need slavery. No, it's...
we're trying to keep it to a nice round number.
A nice round
10.
number. Yep. We're not going to get anything done without slaves around here. So just take care of the other stuff. Do something about your mom and dad. Do something about false idols. All that nonsense.
Make a couple of them redundant.
Right. How do you spell covet?
Make sure there's one about not taking the Lord's name in vain, because that's way worse than slavery.
The Lord's name in vain. Well, it's a jealous God. So, yeah, congrats
Such a jealous guy. What a bitch.
Shh, Poundcake's listening. You're going to put him in his feels about the Lord. Don't do that.
Well, he's a little sissy boy that can't handle when people use his name in vain.
Mm-hmm. Alan, I hate baseball season because it means we get less of you. Listen, whether you're kidding or not, you won't get less of me. Baseball will almost never cut into this show.
Yeah,
right?
We take so many days off anyway.
MMS airs one preseason game. That's going to be this Friday. So we won't be on. I'll still be here at work doing things, getting caught up on some things. So if you were to walk by, you could wave. But we won't be on the air on Friday. Bill, though, Friday night. I don't know if we've mentioned this. He'll be out in Warren, Ohio.
Yeah, that's right.
And again, I only mention this as much as I am because people out there in Warren, they're looking for excitement.
They need it.
They need it. All the rub and tugs got shut down. That you think there'd be a Bill Squire show in Warren if the rub and tugs were all still? No.
Unlikely.
I mean,
would you still see me in Warren? Probably, but you would
altogether
not see me
different
doing
reasons.
Comedy.
You wouldn't see him performing.
Oh, the rub and tugs.
I never made it out. That's not my thing. It's not.
I did it. So I did it 2 times out there, and one time it was like right. Both of this is like 20 years ago. About right when I got back from the Philippines. I've been doing stand up for maybe a year at this point. And I had a really good set that night, and I didn't drink at the time, so I wasn't like hanging out with people, but I was just horned up.
You wanted to celebrate.
Yeah, I wanted to celebrate. I had a little bit of money burning a hole in my pocket, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to drive out to Warren. There was no GPS then, so I just
You had MapQuest printed up?
No.
Oh.
I just got on, I called the place and asked them for directions.
Oh, God.
And they gave them to me, and I got there, and I didn't get, great directions. They just basically told me to get on 5 and just go until you get to Warren, and then you'll find the place. And so that's what I did, and I got there. It took me probably 45, 50 minutes to get there. Went in there, they do the table shower. Now, as grody as it is, the table shower is nice. I liked the table shower.
You're lying down?
Yeah, you're laying on a big, wet, vinyl bed, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in there with a loofah, and they just soap you all up and scrub you all down real good. And they let you know that...
They do this so in case some scumbags come in there, that these ladies won't be subject to any kind of viruses or fungi.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they scrub you all down, and while they're doing that, they're sending a few signals to see how you react when they wash your butt and the inside of your legs.
But you're there for a specific reason. What signals do they need?
Because they still don't...
They're giving you a horizontal shot, a sponge bath.
Right.
In preparation...
For a massage.
To rub your meat.
No, for a massage. They have to go through the motions. So we get...
Just drive here, sir, until you get the smell of chafed meat in the air, and then you'll know you're in the right spot.
Then they take you from the table shower, and you sit in a sauna for a little bit.
But but listen, other massage. I get massages with some regularity. No other massage place gives you a table bath,
right?
A table shower. So why all the pretense on their part? They want to make sure you're not a cop.
They want to make sure you're not a cop. They want to, that's what I'm saying. They're testing the waters a little bit. Right. And then you go into the sauna for a little bit, you warm up, dry off, and then they bring you in. They
sweat out all the toxins.
Trash massage, just where they're just basically
they're going through the motions.
There you go.
Just to get to the
just
tug.
They're basically just rubbing oil all over your body just to get to the point where they can go, anything else? And they point. They point at their hand. They point at their mouth. They point at their vagina.
Mouth, really?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I got. I went mouth.
I didn't know that was on the menu.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was all hand.
Mouth is on the menu.
Oh.
But because they are professionals, it is with a condom on.
Right.
But I was
I didn't even know that was a part of it.
so worked up that I was like, fine by me. And that actually probably helped me last a little bit longer. I was pretty happy about it. I believe her name was Candy. She had big fake boobs.
It's ironic. Hey, listen, that's an amazing story. I would be too worried that the cops would bust in.
Yeah, well, you didn't have the horniness level that I had.
Oh, I'm plenty horny.
And also, I was also so like I didn't know how else to get touched at that point. I had no confidence in talking to women at that point. I was just completely lost, and so I was just like, I just need to do.
It was
this.
the path of least resistance.
Yes. And it would have been very embarrassing if I would have got busted.
I was going to say, like, it would, and again, these places are places that do this. You know, you can be traveling interstate and there's giant billboards, truckers welcome. Like, we get what that is. I would just be terrified that I was going to be on camera or that somebody would bust in. Or,
again, that's what the horniness.
Once you get your brain in a froth.
You just go, whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to roll the dice.
That's kind of how.
And hopefully it works out in my favor.
I can't control my horny level.
That's like, have you ever gotten like one of those messages where they're like, we've been recording all your info, and if you don't send us $500, we're gonna send it all to your family. I'm like, go ahead. Don't even open my texts. You think my family are people that I use like emails with?
They don't even have my phone number. They're just gonna think it's spam likely calling them back. What, Cody?
That's kind of what I think about when I go to like the bathhouse. Like when I used to do that, like I walk in just with my towel. I'm like,
but that's not illegal, is it?
No.
The rub and tugs are illegal.
No, it's not illegal, and it's not guaranteed sex. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed sex, but
that's a really bad business plan if it's maybe sex at the bathhouse.
It's pretty much guguaranteed sex,
but that's
it's not paid.
That's not prostitution, though.
No,
right?
But I always.
He's like, damn it! I went on ladies' night. It was terrible.
Because I always think in my mind, I'm like, no one's going to recognize me here. And if they do, they're not going to care. But it's always going to be that one time where I'm just on, if I'm, what's the word I'm looking for?
Camera?
No, not even on camera. If there's a mountain of people and then someone just have
a pile?
A pile.
Oh, you mean a literal pile of people?
If I'm in a pile and someone's going to be like, hey, are you pancake? Mouthful and everything.
Oh,
you're pancake?
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Yeah, man.
That's poor form.
Can I get a picture with you? Is Alan really like that in real life? Like, shut up, man.
Wow.
I think about that sometimes. I don't know if there's definitely probably security cameras there, so I'm probably on camera somewhere. Now, and if that ever gets released, I have to go back now that I'm fit. I'm like, at least use this one. Don't use that one. Don't use me at my worst.
Use this one. Could you please use this one of me?
That would be my philosophy if I ever like sent nudes and they got released. I'm like, wait, what did I look like there? All right, well, let me just send you some new ones, and then you can post these ones.
That's why Bill was so lucky that his mugshot was skinny.
Yeah,
you were skinny Bill. Yeah. That's lucky.
I was skinny and reckless.
See, something did come out of it. Good come out of it.
Oh, yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things good came out of that. I got a great story out of it.
Yeah.
I did end up getting a endorsement for a few months with an attorney, so that was cool.
Yeah.
So overall, not a bad idea. Get drunk, get arrested.
There you go.
Just don't drive.
Well, yeah. Anyway, Friday night, Bill Squire in Warren, Ohio.
BillSquire.com. Get them tickets.
You see R. Kelly got 20 more years, Cody? In Chicago, in that Chicago case. He's already serving 30 years, and they gave him 20 more.
Whatever. I think he'll get out.
Get out? This guy's never going to see daylight again.
I think in like 20 years, he'll cost the state more money than they are willing to pay, and they'll be like, just go, Kelly.
But you can make that, if you're talking about cost.
Like when
You
he
could
has
make
medical issues or whatever.
Right, but you could make that case for hundreds of people who are incarcerated.
And
they're not
do.
letting
They get
people.
out.
They're not letting people out because they're too expensive.
Yes, they do.
No, they
They
don't.
do all the time. If they don't want to pay for your medical bills, if you're too much, if you have like cancer and you're like, they don't
Right.
wanna pay
If you
for it
have
anymore,
something like that, you're saying
that's what
R.
will
Kelly.
happen.
So he'll have to get gravely ill to get let out.
Or on paper, he'll have to be gravely ill. R. Kelly, don't.
First of all, he's already very, very ill. That's why he's going to prison in the first place.
But
You're talking
he's-
about physically ill,
he's
not
still-
mentally ill.
No, I'm talking about he can get a diagnosis. Who says that the doctor has to be, legit? Like the doctor out there can be bought and be crooked. R. Kelly's still well connected. All they gotta do is put down, oh, R. Kelly is blah blah blah, and he has this disease, and it's gonna cost this amount a month to keep him here. They're like, screw that, get the hell out of here.
But it's not like a doctor writes a convict a note and the state goes, yeah, you're right, let him out. There's a whole process. You have to counter that, by the way, with the amount of money spent to prosecute him, to get him there in the first place.
That's why I said it was not going to be right
They
away.
want to get their return on their investment.
20 years, he'll be out.
And they already got 30, got another 20.
Well, I say he'll do 20 years. They have to.
Here's the
make it
thing,
look like
though, is they
care.
give these sentences concurrently. So they're like, oh, he's serving this time at the same time as his other sentence.
Oh, that's stupid.
Because a guy ain't going to live to be 150 years old. He's 50, what now? 50, he's mid-50s.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they did spend a lot of money to prosecute him, and they have to look like they actually care whether he stays in or not. But if they can make more money off of him when he's out of prison, and he go on, they make another documentary or he gives interviews or something like that, they'll put him back out in the public spotlight.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of times they'll try to argue that somebody wouldn't pose a threat down the line. Except young pervs turn into old pervs. They don't, unless they find Jesus or some nonsense. But I mean, pervs just age.
Yeah, but
And
their
so
tools
it's not like,
change.
huh?
Their tools change. Like if they
And
say,
ain't nobody going to want to hear from R. Kelly when he's 70. What, he's going to be spitting bars in his studio, still talking about how he can't read?
regardless of who he is as a person, he is hip hop royalty, and his music and his catalog will still be there. He still produced for the biggest artists in the world: Aaliyah, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston.
And you think that the prison system cares about that?
No, I don't think the prison system cares about that. I think the public cares about that. And the prison system doesn't care about any inmate. They just care about the money, and as long as the bed gets filled, they don't care. If they can make money off of R. Kelly being in there, they'll keep him. If they can make money off of R. Kelly being out of there, they will let him go, and then they'll fill somebody else in his spot. But
Who's they?
the public, like,
If the public can make money off R. Kelly, I didn't get my R. Kelly check.
I'm just saying, if they can make a documentary,
But
off
who's
of the,
they?
I don't know, producers, executives.
But they could do a documentary of him in prison
But why would he do it if there was no promise of him getting out?
because he's a narcissist. He wants people to know that he's alive, and still he wants to cry some more. Wants to pretend like he's I don't know. Let me show you a picture of a guy if you're watching the live stream talking about pervs getting old. Look at this guy. This is a guy named Paul Zettel. He's 72 years old. He's a Florida guy. They found him with 1 ton of physical child porn.
1 ton.
1 ton of child pornographic material from his home. This is Ocala, Florida.
Oh my God! Get
Some
this
of
dude
it,
a chair.
he had been printing things up off the internet. He had been posting things on the internet. They had massive binders and boxes and stacks of things in his bedroom and in his office in his house.
Dude, that is a physically sick person.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but
he
but
looks
it's exactly what he looks like too.
I would say he looks
These
exactly
guys
like
don't
the person
grow.
he is.
These guys don't grow out of this type of stuff. Is my
No.
point.
He was printing. Oh my God!
Other people who lived in the home with him said that he would never let anybody go into his bedroom or office without being personally escorted. There were more than 220,000 images weighing 2,600 pounds. And they said that the printer had been used almost nonstop. He was printing up hard copies of things, if you pardon the pun. This guy, 72 years old.
Also, so much ink. That's expensive.
Did he do it in black and white or color? Because you want to talk about expensive, boy. That cyan?
I know, right?
Oh, my God, you go through so much cyan.
A ton. How much is a ton?
Tell me.
Isn't it like 3,000 pounds or something
You
like that?
tell me.
3,200 pounds.
You tell me.
That's my guess.
Your guess.
3,200.
How did you arrive at 3,200?
Because I think I saw like a scale sometime. They were talking about a car.
No, it's a nice even number. How many pounds in a ton?
2,000.
2,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
2,000 pounds.
So they found 2,600 pounds in his house. So again, pervs don't grow out of it. If you like kids, and R. Kelly does, you don't get out. You don't. Those are the guys who die in prison. They don't let him out because somebody wants to make a documentary about him.
I understand.
Or because they're costing him too much money. People die, by the way, of cancer in prison all the time. People die of terminal illnesses in cancer all the time.
In prison.
In prison.
Okay. Well, I know there's people that get let out because they're costing the prison. I guess it depends on what prison.
Well, they
go
were
to
letting
in the
people
state.
out during COVID because everybody was sick and they were running out of room because prisons are for profit. They're like teeming with people.
And
Like, we got to let, they're letting nonviolent people out or whatever, or weed offenders or whatever, because they were like, we have too many people. Which rather than them going, boy, maybe we should look at the way we incarcerate people in this country, they go, build more prisons or something until we can get that new prison built.
You mean stop putting so many people in prison? Nah, we'll just make more.
No, it's for profit,
more,
man.
yeah.
I mean, if you're running a prison company, I get it. You want all the beds full. I understand. I'm going to break. Hey, you want Monsters tickets? Your Cleveland Monsters is going to take the ice next Tuesday, 6 days from now, against the Grand Rapids Griffins over at the Romo Fijo. I will have 4 tickets for you on the way back. If you want to text for anything else, 35192, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app.